Good morning, students. So today we are going to start crystal field theory. Okay. So in this theory, uh, what is considered is that metal is considered as positively charged portion and ligands are considered as negatively charged portions. Okay. So the attractive forces are considered as electrostatic forces of attraction. Now let us discuss what all postulates of this theory are. Okay. So the crystal field theory is an electrostatic model which considers the metal ligand bond to be ionic. Okay, so metal ligand bond is considered as ionic in this theory. Now the attractive forces are considered as electrostatic interactions, okay, between metal ion and ligand. Okay, now ligands are treated as point charges in case of anions and point dipoles in case of neutral molecules. Okay, the 5d orbitals in an isolated gaseous metal atom have same energy. If the atom is in isolated form, if the metal is in isolated form, then all the 5d orbitals have same energy, means they are called degenerate orbitals. Okay, this degeneracy is maintained if a spherically symmetrical field of negative charges surrounds the metal atom. Okay. However, when this negative field is due to ligands, either anions or the negative ends of the dipolar molecules like ammonia or water in a complex, it becomes asymmetrical and the degeneracy is lifted. So what do we mean by this? We just mean to say that they remain degenerate till the negative ions or the ligands do not come near it. But when they are under the interaction with ligands, then what happens? Then it becomes asymmetrical and their degeneracy is not retained. They are not degenerate for long. Okay. Now it results in splitting of the d orbital. So when there is no degeneracy, then what does it mean? It means that our d orbital will split. Okay. Now see, the 5 orbitals present in d orbital are dx square minus y square, dz square, dxy, dxz, dyz. Okay. So out of these 5, which will be lying together, that will be studied on the basis of their attractive or repulsive forces. Okay. Now see, when we talk about octahedral formation of molecule, then all the 6 ligands, where those ligands lie, see, 2 ligands lie on one axis. Now see, this is one axis and there are 2 ligands, this is another axis, there are 2 ligands, this is another axis, there are 2 ligands. So all 6 ligands lie on the axis with 2 ligands on one axis. Okay. Now if we see the geometries of dx square minus y square, dz square, dxy, dxz, dyz, then what do we find? Then we find that there are 2 orbitals which lie on the axis. Okay. Now which are those? This one, dx square minus y square and dz square. The loops of these orbitals, they lie on the axis, whereas for dxy, dyz and dzx, what happens? Their loops do not lie on the axis, but they lie within the axis. So what difference it makes? When the loops are on the axis, then they will be repelled by ligands, because ligands are on the axis. So what happens? These orbitals are repelled more. So when there is more repulsion, then it brings about instability. So the molecule becomes unstable because of these two. So it means these 2 orbitals, what is their effect? These 2 orbitals form that set which will have higher energy. Higher energy means less stability, whereas these 3 they stabilize the molecule because they are not repelled by the ligands, because they are not on the axis, they are within the axis, between the axis. So they stabilize the molecule and they form the set of orbital which has lower energy. Okay, so this is the effect. Now crystal field splitting in octahedral entities. Now let us talk about octahedral complexes, how crystal field splitting occurs in that. Okay, in an octahedral coordination entity with 6 ligands surrounding the metal atom, there will be repulsion between the electrons in metal d orbital and the electrons of the ligand. Okay, now see what we are saying. We are saying that in octahedral complex there are 6 ligands, and what they will result in, there will be repulsive forces between the electrons present in d orbital of the metal and the electrons present in ligands. Okay, now these repulsive forces will be maximum for dx square minus y square and dz square orbitals, because the loops of these orbitals are on the axis and our ligands are also on the axis. These repulsive forces will be minimum in case of dxy, dyz and dzx because they are between the axis, they do not lie on the axis. So because of this, what happens, they will form lower energy set of orbitals, these two will form higher energy set of orbitals. Okay, now how can we represent it? See, this is a metal atom and this thing represents the ligands. Okay, metal atom will be at the center and all the ligands will be on the axis. So 4 ligands will be there on the at the ends of square, and one ligand will be above this square and another ligand will be below this square. So they will be forming an octahedral geometry. There will be 8 faces. Okay, now the degeneracy of d orbitals has been removed due to ligand electron and metal electron repulsions. So electrons are present in ligands as well as in metal, so both will repel each other. Because of these repulsions in the octahedral complex, there will be 3 orbitals of lower energy. That set will be termed as T2G set. So dxy, dyz and dzx, they will be in the T2G set, and dx square minus y square and dz square, they will be in the EG set. Okay, now this splitting of degenerate levels due to the presence of ligands in a definite geometry is termed as crystal field splitting. Okay, now whatever is the difference in the energies, how much those energy levels are separated, that energy difference is denoted by delta O. So O stands for octahedral. Okay, now see, when we are saying that there is formation of 2 sets, one is of lower energy and another is of higher energy. Now how much difference is there, how much gap is there from there if we compare with the degenerate set of 5 orbitals? So Eg, that contains 2 orbitals, their energy will be more, and that will be by 3 by 5 times of the total energy of separation. Okay, similarly T2G set contains 3 orbitals and it will have lower energy. And how much it will be lower from the degenerate set of 5 orbitals? It will be lower by 2 by 5 times the total energy of separation. Now see, this can be understood here by this diagram easily. Okay, now see, when we are saying that this is the energy of degenerate orbital before ligands come or before splitting, then if we take that this much is total 5, this much total is energy of separation lambda, this delta O. Okay, now this much portion T2G will be, this will be near about 40% of the total difference, total separation energy, and this much will be higher by 60% of the total energy of separation. Okay, now this thing can be understood in other way, that whatever is the energy of normal degenerate orbital d, the set containing 3 orbitals will have lesser energy, which can be calculated as 2 by 5 times the total energy of separation, and this will be 3 by 5 times total energy of separation. This will be increased by 3 by 5 times the total energy of separation. Okay, so let us discuss this diagram again. When we move upward, then it shows the increase in energy. Now this is the set of d orbitals in the central metal atom. Okay, when d orbitals start coming nearby metal atom, then its energy increases and comes out to be like this. Now when they start interacting, then what happens, this d orbital which was degenerate, that splits in two sets. One is T2g and another is Eg. T2g contains dxy, dyz, dzx, and Eg contains dx square minus y square and dz square. Okay, now T2g set has lower energy. It is lower by 40% of the total energy of separation. Total energy of separation is delta O. Okay, so 40% of the total energy, that much will be the decrease in energy of T2g orbital, T2g set of orbitals, and 60% will be of the total will be the increase of energy of the Eg set of orbital. Okay, now this can be again understood by this way. This is the set of d orbital in free metal. Now when this is present in octahedral complex, then 3d orbital will have bit higher energy, and when ligands will come to this, then it will split up in two sets. One set is T2g, another set is Eg. So if by ratio if we see, then 2:3 is the ratio. 2 times is less than the average energy for T2g, and 3 times more than the average energy for Eg. Okay, so what we say, total energy separation, this total distance or total difference in energy is delta O, and if we compare lower set of energy with average energy of d orbital, then it is 40% of the total. And if we compare the energy of the Eg set from the average d orbital energy, then it is 60% of the total separation energy. Okay, now on which factor this crystal field splitting will depend. Okay, so crystal field splitting delta O, it depends upon the field produced by the ligand and charge on the metal ion. Okay, some ligands are able to produce strong field, in which case the splitting will be large, whereas others produce weak field, and so the splitting of the d orbital will be small. So what do we mean? We mean to say that delta O value will be large or small. It depends on the type of ligand present in the complex. If the complex is a strong field ligand, then there will be more separation of the Eg and T2g set of orbitals. So it means delta O value will be large. But if it is weak field ligand, then there will be lesser separation of the d orbitals of the two sets, and so delta O value will be small. Okay, now there is a series which is called spectrochemical series, which tells us about the strong field or weak field ligands. So this is I negative is less than, Cl negative is less than, F negative is less than, OH negative is less than, H2O is less than, SCN negative, is less than NH3 is less than En is less than NO2 negative is less than Cn negative is less than CO. So what do we mean? Those ligands which come first, they are weaker field ligands or weak field ligands, and those ligands which come at the end, they are strong field ligands. Okay, so delta O value is small for weak field ligands because they are not having the capacity to separate the Eg and 2G sets of orbitals by large distance. Okay, and similarly for strong field ligands, delta O values are larger. Now these values are related to wavelength also. Smaller delta O value means longer or larger lambda value or larger wavelength, and larger delta O value means shorter wavelength value. Okay, so this series which shows the strongness or weakness of a ligand it is based on the absorption of light by the complexes. It is based on the absorption of light by the complexes. Okay, now let us discuss how electrons will be occupying D2G or EG orbitals. Okay, now first of all, the single D electron occupies one of the lower T2G orbital. In D2 and D3 coordination entities, the D electron occupy the T2G orbital singly. Now see, till D3, what is there? There may be presence of electron in one orbital of T2G or two orbitals of T2G or three orbitals of T2G. Okay, all will contain one electron only. Now when we come to 4, when there are total 4 electrons, then we have to see what happens. Now see, let us take for D4 orbital, means the D4 ion. We mean to say that we have taken such central metal atom or ion in which there is presence of 4 electrons in the d orbital. So if there are 4 electrons, then there are two possibilities. First, that the fourth electron could either enter the T2G level and pair, so pairing may occur, or the second thing is that it goes to higher energy level Eg. Now out of these two, what will happen? Now one more term comes here which is called pairing energy. Okay, when we are saying that there may be possibility of forming a pair, okay, then it means there is pairing energy. So P represents the energy which is required for electron pairing. Now we have to compare delta O and P values. On the basis of their energies, we will say whether pairing will occur or no. So let us discuss this first. Now see, first case, if we are saying that pairing energy is more than the delta O means the gap of energies between the two sets. In case P value is more, means pairing energy is more than the delta O, then it means pairing is not possible because the energy required is more. So if pairing is not possible, then what will happen? The electron which is fourth one, that will go to higher energy level, and the electronic configuration will be T2G3 and EG1. Okay, now since pairing is not going on, so it means this ligand is weak field ligand. Okay, if the ligand is weak field ligand, then there is no pairing, and so there is high spin complex. Okay, so it means if the difference in energies between the T2G and EG sets is less, when this difference is less, then what will happen? The fourth electron will go to the higher energy level, and this is possible. The second thing is, if P value is less and delta O value is large, delta O value is large means there is large difference between the two orbitals, then what will happen? The fourth electron will not go ahead because pairing energy is less. So pairing energy is less means it will pair here. Okay, so what will be the electronic configuration? T2G4 EG1. Now see, since this gap is more, so it means this was possible for strong field ligand. Now if it is a strong field ligand, then what result we found? We found that pairing was there. If pairing is there, then number of unpaired electrons are less. If number of unpaired electrons are less, then it means the complex is low spin complex. Okay, so these are 2-3 related terms. Now let us see this. What is the effect of the ligand on splitting energy? Okay, so in case of weak field ligand, since the gap is less, so fourth electron will come here. Okay, now in case of strong field ligand, since the gap is more, so it means pairing will be there. And if pairing is there, then the complex is low spin complex. If there is no pairing, then the complex is high spin complex. Okay, so now let us discuss the same for other formations. In case of D4, if it is a weak field ligand or strong field ligand, then what happens? In case of weak field ligand, what happens? There is no pairing. There is no pairing of electron, and there are single electrons present in all. Okay, now see, when all are singly occupied, then the next electron will have to go for pairing. Okay, next electron has to go for pairing. But if it is strong field ligand, then what will happen? Since the gap will be more, so pairing will start. First of all, here it will be, then here it will be, then there, and once this is fully filled, then only electron will go ahead. Okay, so this is the way of electronic configuration when there is more than 4 or 4 electrons in case of. Okay, now see, now we will discuss about the crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complexes. Okay, now in case of tetrahedral complexes, if we see the geometry, what is the geometry? If this is the center, then this way they are arranged, and if we see where the ligands will lie, then in space the position of ligands will be between the axes. Okay, the position of ligands will be between the axes. In case of octahedral complexes, what was there? All the ligands were on the axis. Two ligands were there on each the axis. But in case of tetrahedral, the angle required is 109 degree 28 minutes. For that particular case, all the ligands will be between the axes. Now what will happen? Now if we see for central metal atom, then central metal atom is having d orbital, and that d orbital is having 5 orbitals, and out of those 5 orbitals, 3 orbitals are having loops between the axes. So it means those orbitals where the loops lie between the axes, they are going to feel repulsive forces now. So it means that the set which was formed in case of octahedral complexes T2G, that set will feel more repulsive forces, and so that will be responsible for its instability, and so that set will form higher energy set. Okay, and the other set EG, that will form the set of orbitals having lower energy, because those orbitals are on the axis and there is no ligand on the axis, so they will not feel any repulsive force. Okay, so what happens in case of tetrahedral complex? The energy of separation is denoted by delta T. Okay, and this is related to delta O by the term this much, means energy of separation of tetrahedral complexes is 4 by 9 times the energy of separation of octahedral complexes. Okay, now see, in this case what we have to note down one more thing. In case of octahedral complexes we were saying T2G and EG. Okay, but in this case we are going to say only T2 and E. G subscript will not be used. Why? Because in case of tetrahedral complexes there is no plane of symmetry, no center of symmetry is there. Okay, but in case of octahedral and square planar complexes there is one center of symmetry. So what we say, G subscript is to show symmetry. In case of tetrahedral there is no symmetry, no center of symmetry, so it is represented like small e or T2 only. Okay, now see what we discussed. We discussed that in case of tetrahedral complexes, the separation or the energy of E set is lower and energy of T2 set is higher, because the orbitals, they are repelled by the ligands. Those orbitals are dxy, dyz and dxz, and those orbitals which are not affected by ligands, they are on the axis, and those are dx square minus y square and dz square. Now in this case, the difference of separation is 60% decrease. This E set is having lower energy, and if we compare it with the energy of the d orbital which was degenerate earlier, then it is 60% of the total energy of separation. And if we compare for T2, then it is 40% of the total energy of separation. So total energy of separation is represented by delta T in this case. Okay, so in this case it is represented by delta T. Okay, so T stands for tetrahedral complex. Okay, so this was the crystal field splitting for tetrahedral complexes. So both are just reverse, you can remember this way. Now there are some limitations of crystal field theory. Crystal field model is successful in explaining the formation, structures, color and magnetic properties of coordination compounds to a large extent. Means these all things can be explained on its basis. However, from the assumptions that the ligands are point charges, it follows that anionic ligands should exert greatest splitting effect. The anionic ligands actually are found at low end of the spectrochemical series. So this is something which is contradictory. Okay, it does not take into account the covalent character of bonding between the ligand and the central atom. Okay, now on the basis of what we have discussed about crystal field theory, you have to solve these home assignments. Okay, thank you.